Hey there, Laker fans. Welcome to Lakers Extra Detailed. I'm your host, Vinay. Uh, the Lakers, this is to cover the Lakers Nets post game, a game where we last minute didn't have Anthony Davis suit up, which means, and Christian Coloco wasn't available, which means we got a chance to look at Trey Jameson. But the story of this game was sort of what you would have expected out of the Lakers, which is uh, they play a team that is tanking, not really trying to win games, and they absolutely do their best to play right down to their competition. Or if you're one of the folks who thinks this is just kind of what the Lakers are, they did exactly what we expected them to do, which was not take this game very seriously at all. I think the late scratch of Anthony Davis not playing probably gave you an idea of how not seriously they were taking this game too as well. Because I'm sure if this was a competitive team, Anthony Davis probably would have played this game. But regardless, the story of this game was Austin Reaves setting a new career high, scoring high for himself, putting up 38 points tonight. He was chasing that 40 ball at the end of that fourth. I really wish he had gotten it on the spin move that he ended up shorting. I think he mixed up Zaire Williams. Might have been somebody else, but Austin had a great game. He was the only Laker outside of LeBron, obviously, that had the common sense to attack the rim, like consistently get 2 feet in the paint, and just continue to put pressure on the rim. That's like a crucial thing now. Like I know that Max and Rui can knock down threes and whatnot, but like when you don't have AD or you don't have LeBron, like the Lakers have to be able to generate points. And generating points doesn't come in the form of just chucking threes. Like I know JJ wants to do that, but it is what it is. I thought Austin had a fantastic game. I think it felt like Braun was doing that thing where he was kind of managing himself for a little bit, and then in the fourth quarter he kind of really started taking over. His three ball looked really good. Like Braun's three ball looked really nice today. Some of them when they left his hands, like I didn't know if he'd get him, but he knocked them down today. So a lot of props to him, and a lot of props to Austin to carry the offensive load for the Lakers. They win a nail biter, I'm sure. I know everybody was probably very concerned about D'Lo potentially gaming us, and he had his opportunity, I think, on a Max one-on-one towards the end. I think he waved off his teammate and he wanted to take Max on one-on-one. Did the step back, got a pretty clean look off, but he missed it. And I mean, honestly, I don't think D'Lo had a very good game himself today. Trying to look up what he had. He came off the bench, 7 for 15, hit 5 threes, so decent game for him. Only 27 minutes. But yeah, the story of today's game was certainly Austin Reaves and LeBron sort of backpacking for the team. Uh, I don't like the fact that the Lakers keep having sometimes these games where they kind of play down to their competition, but you know, it is what it is. This is just kind of what you're going to get. And I think this is just a way that this team approaches things. But there are some small things within the game that are certainly worth talking about. So because AD was out and Christian Coloco wasn't available, we got a chance to get a first look at Trey Jameson, and Jackson Hayes had to leave the floor a couple times. He hurt his shoulder, I think, in the third quarter on a dunk attempt, so he had to step off the court for a little bit. So we got extended minutes with Jackson Hayes starting at center, and then we got some extended minutes for Trey Jameson. And I think you guys got an idea of because he played a lot of minutes, you got an idea of like sort of what his strengths and weaknesses are. So there were moments in the game where he was boxing guys out, grabbing rebounds. There was moments in games where he was being like too physical and drawing silly fouls. Like he drew 2 quick fouls early. The first one, I didn't think much of it. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. The second one, it's because he kept repeatedly challenging Daron Sharp, which is a guy that us Laker fans, including myself, have been interested in seeing. Lakers, if the Lakers would be interested in acquiring him. So like there was certainly situations where folks got like their first introduction to him. And then I think he eventually got pulled because him and somebody got mixed up on the Nets team before Jackson came back into the game. I guess you could say it's a silly foul. It just seemed like it was a regular loose ball foul. But I think folks got an idea of just kind of the kind of player Jameson is. He's not a guy that's going to jump and be super athletic like Jackson Hayes and block shots at the rim like that. But there was a play I want to say where Zaire Williams, or it might have been Tyrese Martin, somebody drove to the rim and Jameson was already there. Like he was already in the drive path of the player. And all he did was just stand with his hands up. And the Nets player literally just ran right into him like a brick wall. And Jameson was unmoved. The Nets player ends up losing the ball. The Lakers get the ball in transition going the other way. So it's just like you get an idea of the kind of guy he is. But one of the good things to see is how the Lakers deployed him. You saw the Lakers not use him in switch. Like he wasn't in situations where he was supposed to switch out on the perimeter. He was very, very comfortable. Lakers were using him in sort of a drop coverage, as sort of a drop coverage big. The Nets aren't a team that really attack drop coverage. They want to take threes and whatnot. So, and of course, it's a young team. So you'll see that sort of stuff happen. But I thought he played effective for a guy who's probably had no practice reps, doesn't know what players' tendencies are, whether Max needs help on this side or that side, or whether Austin typically lets this guy go by him, or what Braun wants to do when he has the ball. So for somebody being just sort of thrown into a situation, granted it was against the Nets, I think we got an idea of what it looks like. And it's just something that I think I've talked about, and I know Raj and I have talked about on Lakers Detailed. I know it's something I've talked to the guys on Coach Stand about, but there might be a situation here where the Lakers are just testing out to see if a physical dude like Trey Jameson, if it's not him and it's somebody else, if that ends up being sort of the experiment, like it's almost an experiment to see, hey, if we find a guy that's like this guy, maybe probably better because Jameson's just a two-way player. He's only in the second year. If we find a guy that's built like this guy or very close physically to what this guy is, but might be better, does it help the team out? And I think you get an idea of what that sort of looks like. Obviously, you want more tape, so we'll see what happens when we get to it. But he's going to have bad plays. Like he's a two-way player. Like Jackson Hayes is on a vet min. He's like on the parent team. He's not a two-way player, and even he has bad plays. Like all vet min guys have bad plays. And I think today was just one of those games where we're playing a bad team in the Nets, so any bad play gets magnified even worse because this is a team that we should beat. They just lost by like 50 to the Clippers. So it just kind of is what it is. That's just kind of how it works. Another shout out to Gabe Vincent. He continues to shoot well. He continues to play well for the Lakers. Defensively, nice steal on an inbounds play from Daron Sharp that resulted in a layup. Scraps for rebounds, plays good defense. Just I think he's done a nice job in the past few games, and again, a guy that I think has been rough. But yeah, overall, I thought the Lakers did what they're supposed to do. The game was certainly closer. Like when you see the net rating for the Lakers, when you see like the top 6 teams in the Western Conference, and the Lakers have like a negative net rating, like this game is a great example of why that happens. Because when we beat teams, even the bad teams, because we don't kind of like really try to kill them and like really lock in like we would for like a OKC or a Denver or just anybody that's above us. We barely win those games. Like you'll win those games by single digits. So, and then when we lose, when we get blown out, our net ratings are going to be like all out of whack. That's why we have winning records, because we win these close games. But when we lose against and sometimes when we lose, we get blown out. So that's why you always see that like negative net rating when it comes to the record and what's going on with the Lakers. But I think the addition of Jameson, I think if AD had played today, we certainly would have blown these guys out significantly. Nets are shooting like crazy from 3. Like it was like absolutely nuts. Like I think they shot what I'm looking at. They shot 45% from 3. D'Lo hit 5. Jalen Wilson hit 3. Noah Clowney hit 3. Zaire Williams hit 3. So like, it was just one of those things where they just couldn't miss from 3. The Lakers went to a zone that was okay, not okay. Like the issue with that zone is like everybody has to rotate, and you can't play zone with even one person. In the modern NBA, even against a bad team, you can't play zone against a team that knows how to find their open shooters. And you certainly can't play zone against any NBA team in the modern NBA when you have like at least one guy who's not good at rotating or not like on top of doing the help side coverage and stuff like that. And so I think the Nets when the Lakers went to the zone did a pretty good job, like just kind of attacking us in that capacity. And so that's why this game was like way closer than it should have. And then also, I mean, to be fair, like I know folks use the term magnet ball. Like there was definitely some magnet ball here because there was some really good defense being played, and the Nets were just throwing up some threes that were just going in. But props to them. They made shots. They made their contested shots. Big shout out to D'Lo for pretty much I think going like 0 for 3, 0 for 4 down the stretch, or maybe 1 for 4 down the stretch. Because that was super helpful for the Lakers win. So I certainly appreciate that. But this is a great game for Austin. I thought you saw all the different things that Austin can do, and they were full court pressing him. So I think like the last 2 minutes of the game, he was very very gassed. After he hit 38, he was like his legs were gone. So this is just one of those things where I'm glad that we were able to get across the finish line, and we're not here lamenting a loss. That's really all I have for this game. The Lakers have a big matchup coming up. I think we play the Clippers next, if I'm not mistaken. And so like that's going to be a big game. That's going to be the first Laker game into it, I think. And so that's going to be a big deal for Clippers fans. It's going to be a big deal for the Clippers organization to finally have like their first game in their own arena against the Lakers. So that's going to be very interesting to watch. That game's going to be let's see it's a Sunday evening game. So I think that'll be high time. Maybe that's the reason why AD took some rest today. I don't think we'll see like a guy like Trey Jamison in that game. We might, but I think we'll probably see AD and Jackson Hayes in that game. But that's a game that I hope the Lakers like are really locked into because the Clippers are very good defensively, but their offense isn't quite necessarily there. But their defense is top notch, and that's what allows them to stay in games. And I know that those guys will be getting ready for Lakers. So that's really all I have for today. Braun doing Braun things, which was great to see. Austin having a fabulous game, that was great. We get some contributions in different ways from different folks. Yeah, Justin, just like you said, and you guys are commenting here in the chat, like Gabe being really good from Bambell on the YouTube channel. Jordan beat pressure with pressure, absolutely. Yeah, we flipped the pressure against them. And then Justin, yeah, you're totally right. Like they hit 9 fourth quarter threes, like, and they're just chucking them. Like some of them, I was like, all right, dude, like, like there was one that somebody hit over Braun. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Noah Clowney. Like Braun's like on him. Like Braun's done the correct rotation and everything, and the guy just shoots it super high, like a moonshot, and he makes it. And I was just like, all right, dude, like this is one of those things that's a little annoying, but it is what it is. I think the Lakers, if they were seriously locked in, could have put this team away very, very early. But it is what it is. That's how it goes. Yeah, my guy Paul on Twitter, Austin Reaves or Damian Lillard. I gotta take Damian, man. I can't do that. He's put in too much work to do that. But it is going to be funny to see Austin Reaves. It's just good to see him. It's good to see him really step up into this role. Like these are the games where you really want him to step out, and he's I would say he's overplaying expectations. So it's really cool to see him do that. But you guys get an idea. You get an idea of what Trey Jamison can do for the Lakers, but you get the idea of why we need that big burly center to deal with the Day'Ron Sharps and guys like Steven Adams and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to watching them more. But I will say my favorite play, this is the last thing I'll say. My favorite play from the game was when Austin ISOs D'Lo, and D'Lo was playing defense. Like this wasn't one of those like, I'm just going to dance with you, but I'm not really going to obstruct your ability to dance. Like, and I think Austin hit like a step back. Like he dotted him up like right between the eyes. And I'm sure I'll find the play and put it up there. But I thought that was a great play by Austin. And I think Austin, every time he got matched up with D'Lo, was like going to make sure that he attacked him. So that was definitely cool. Cause I know there are some folks from the D'Lo group, the D'Lo folks that feel that Austin needed D'Lo to be a better version of himself, and we know that Austin's kind of taken a really nice leap for it. So, folks, that's all I have. We don't have to dive very deep into this. The main game is going to be the Clippers. They're a great team. They're close in the standings with us. They're a great defensive team. The Lakers have to be absolutely locked in to beat that from top to bottom. Our stars, our role players, our coaching, and whoever else that we have to require. So that's going to be the big game. And I think that since it's a 6 o'clock game, we'll probably do a post game with me and Raj. Raj is a little sick, so I think because that the post game will coincide with when we do our normal live streams when we talk about a whole bunch of different topics. So we'll probably jump on that together. But as always, folks, I appreciate anybody that was able to join the post game, and you guys enjoy this. If you do get the chance and you haven't done it already, please go to the YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube. We're almost I'm trying to get it to 1,000 subscribers because I guess good stuff happens when you get it to 1,000 subscribers. So if you could do that, I'd really appreciate it. I definitely appreciate all the folks who watched the Trey Jameson video. That was a lot of folks. So I really appreciate the folks that did that. I had to look through a lot of rebounding tape to find those 4 or 5 plays that I shared. So I appreciate it. And as always, I love the fact that there are folks in this fan base that are as maniacal as guys like me and Raj are when it comes to thinking about Lakers basketball. So I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. I hope you guys have a wonderful day tomorrow or next couple of days until the Clippers game. Also, congrats to the Dodgers for getting Roki Sasaki, I think is his name. I know my Dodger friends are all super excited about that. So I'm excited for that too, even though I don't really track baseball like that. So I'm excited for the city of LA. Happy for the Lakers, happy for the Dodgers, and I'm happy for you guys. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. And if nothing else, I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.